Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host,
Grandma Gail.
So, Grandma, we have seen each other briefly, but we haven't fully caught up because we spent about a week apart around a Memorial Day.
Correct.
I was
Which
in
you
LA.
at least had better weather than we had. We were sitting in the rain here, but okay.
I know. It's funny because I feel like usually when I go away somewhere and I am not wherever mom or my brother is, they try to make it seem like I missed the best thing ever, and they didn't even try this
You
time.
can't. You could not try. The rain, every time you went to barbecue, the rain was pouring on the grill. It was a terrible week.
That
Actually, the
sucks.
whole week was bad, so you were perfect down in L.A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to get into it. But first, if you were just listening to us for the first time, or if you have listened but you haven't pressed that follow button wherever you're listening on Spotify,
Come on, get with it, guys.
Please press follow or leave a rating, review. It means a lot for our show. And yeah, follow us on social media if you already don't. Excuse My Grandma on all platforms. But yes, I was out in LA visiting Zach. Nice always to stay at his apartment. He's so clean. He's so neat.
Well,
which is I am not.
Well, it's not that you're not clean. You're just
No, I'm clean.
You just leave everything all over. You need a valet. You take off 400 outfits
Yeah.
and they are where they
Yeah.
are, and that's a bad
valet,
habit.
And he's my chauffeur, just like you.
Yeah. Well, that's chauffeuring. Well, LA, that's the one thing I can honestly say that I wouldn't like living in LA. Everything is in your car. So it's not like in New York where you can walk outside or in a lot of cities.
Although with Uber, it's like so much
Well, that's
easier.
true.
Like I
all
couldn't
Uber now.
imagine pre-Uber what I feel like you'd be really reliant on someone who can drive.
Or everybody sitting on that one road. I remember when we went out to LA, which is years now, we stood and we drove in traffic forever to get to the Getty Museum, to get to the Disney.
It's
a
not
mess.
bad because Zach's pretty central. It depends though if you live on the west side of LA and you're going to the east side.
Well, I think
it can take
everybody
really
left
long.
LA anyway after those fires.
I
So it's
don't
less
think so.
people
It
there.
definitely was busy. I will say just generally with New York, like you're so used to seeing people on the street
Right.
and feeling the energy of people. And I'm always like, where is everybody?
Yeah, well, they're in their cars.
Right. They're in their
They're
car.
having a nervous breakdown. They're in their cars in
Yes.
traffic.
I feel like we were basically on an eating tour. We had a lot of reservations.
Well, that's fun. Well, that's every city, wherever
yeah.
you go.
Well,
That's
unless I guess you could be going to museums or
well, you could.
you
You
could
didn't
be
do
going-
that at all.
we went to a movie lot. We went to Warner Brothers to get one
Were
of
you
those
starstruck?
tours. Well, we both love film. And
Okay.
so we get there and it's so cheesy. Like
Right.
there's like actors who
Are not actors
Are not
anymore.
actors.
Right. They're
And-
old-time actors. I probably would recognize some of those
they're
actors.
talking about Friends and shows that are iconic, but
right.
like 30 years old. And
Yes.
because most of the things they film now
It's all
are
for
not in
Netflix.
LA.
Correct.
No, it's not that it's for Netflix. They like the studios are still going to sell to streamers. It's more that it's really expensive to film on a
So
lot.
they film in Europe.
So-
They film in Canada. They film all over
Correct.
the place.
So
Yeah.
they were like, here's where they filmed this in this sitcom for like 40 years ago. And we're like, okay. It was funny because there was 2 tour guides and first we get there and they were moving us around. Like you had to watch one of those sizzle reel, like 5-minute movies before
Right.
it starts.
Okay.
And they're like, sit in the front row, everyone. And then before it starts, they say, actually, you 2 move to the back row. You 3 move to this row.
They had selection.
I have no idea. It was, and I was
Well,
like,
maybe it was height, but you should have been in the front row then.
no, I don't know what was going on. And then eventually 2 tour guides come and they say, everyone with the front row. Okay, so
Oh, so they divided it up into tour guides.
into
probably.
groups. But the guy who had the first row, the tour guide came out and he was energetic and he was funny. And the other guy hated his life.
Oh,
Did not. And and of course,
And you
when we
felt
got
it.
moved to the second row, we were put with him.
you knew.
So
this
he was like,
troubles.
oh shoot, I didn't say my lines correctly. And I was like, oh my God. So anyway, it was
All right.
it was not it was a
It is
rainy
what
day.
it
So
is.
but otherwise, it's also fun. Just like you feel like I would love to get more involved in the TV and film industry and be on.
Well, everybody who's listening to us, if they have any connections, Kim's ready to go to LA.
Well, anywhere.
Yeah, they film in New York
Of
all the time
course.
too.
It's not even about that. It's like, yeah, I would love to do more in that entertainment side. So it's always fun to feel closer to that. And restaurant wise,
I mean, what was your favorite?
I
saw a lot of drinks. You were drinking a lot of what do they call those freezes or milkshakes. I saw something.
I went to Erewhon.
Oh, right.
And I got a smoothie.
You did that last time too.
That's
Are they so good?
That's what you do there.
Drink for. Oh,
I swear, all you do is go to Erewhon.
Everybody's stomach is going to get bloated from all that
No,
stuff.
everyone's skinny. Erewhon has like healthy prepared foods.
Oh, really?
It's kind of like Butterfield.
Oh.
And that's what people compare it to, although it's not a direct comparison.
But there are a lot of drinks. It seems a lot of
there's a lot of smoothies,
frappes.
including the Hailey Bieber smoothie. That's the popular one.
Okay, and what's
and
in
we're going to
that?
talk more about Hailey Bieber later, but it kind of tastes like a strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, that's what it looked like on
drink.
on the photo that I saw you posted.
Right, and with that, with Erewhon, also they have all the health food stuff.
Okay.
So I bought sea moss.
What is that? Like a pasta?
No, sea moss, like from the ocean.
Sea moss?
Sea moss.
I could get that for free for you every day on the beach where I
Okay,
live.
well,
What do you do with that? Take a bath?
No, you eat it. It's
It's
sea
like
moss
seaweed.
gel.
It's like seaweed.
It's gel.
Oh, but they must purify it,
And Zach
purify
was
it
like,
or something.
"What are you doing?" Because I'm eating
Exactly.
gel. He's like, "Why is there gel in my fridge?"
Oh,
And I was like,
sounds
"It has
terrible.
all these like nutrients,
Okay.
and it's really good for."
Well, I think seaweed is actually itself.
I think seaweed's different.
Oh.
Sea moss it's like good for digestion, thyroid, like has
I
all.
think you should stop reading these articles.
I promise. It's
I
a
mean,
thing.
honestly,
So
it's
now
a
I
thing.
bought
It's a
sea
thing
moss.
with 14 influencers, and nobody else should to use it.
Well, Fairway also has sea moss, so I bought it when I got home.
Well, that's convenient. That's in your building.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So now I'm.
Now you're
eating
healthy.
it, and now I'm
Now
a
you're
healthy
healthy.
person.
You're completely
Everything's
healthy.
changed.
And
I'm
especially if you were an octopus, you'd be very healthy because you'd be swimming in the sea.
surprised
moss.
you recognized me with only 2 arms.
I know.
So yes, Erewhon's a big thing, and then other restaurants. We went to Damian, which is. Have you ever been to the restaurant Cosme in New York? It's like
No.
fancy Mexican.
Okay.
I didn't love
that.
it
Oh,
because I think it was
I
like
Rosa Mexicana because I like the guac.
no, but I love guac, but this was like fancier
Well,
food.
it's probably
and then it
but they
wasn't-
want to get a star. They're looking to
Yeah.
have a Michelin.
Yeah.
type of thing. Everybody tries to be trendy.
Mhm.
I mean, that's it. They want this kind of, special kind of look instead of they forget the roots of where they came from, and somehow it gets very fancy and very expensive and probably not as good. But I'm sure this one was good.
I'm sure some people like it. It was
Right.
fine. I
Okay.
liked all the other restaurants more. There's more restaurants there, I would say, that are that middle tier of like,
Well,
I feel like
that's
here in New
nice.
York, it's like either the really trendy, impossible to get into,
Too expensive.
too expensive restaurants,
Right.
or like really, really casual. Like I have trouble finding standard
Medium
good
size.
medium.
Yeah.
And there's
like a
a-
bistro type.
And there's a lot of that there. We
Right.
went to one bistro bar at Toile, or it's not, it was French, but
Okay, well, I think for all those who want to go to LA, you should text Kim and find out where she went.
well, that's why I'm going
'Cause
through
I'm-
it now. There
Oh,
also Dante, Beverly Hills for
Oh, all right.
lunch. Had really nice views of the city. This place Simon, this place RVR in Venice. I will say, I'm not going to say which one. There was a rat.
Oh no!
Well,
that's part of a restaurant. That's part of
it's
a
all
city
outdoor
anyway.
eating,
Right,
But
which is the problem.
and there was a roach somewhere else.
Oh, because that's why we got rid of so many of those outside, what do they call those structures in the city? Because they're really garbage collection is never really proper,
But
and the rats
We
come
weren't
because
on the street.
very
you know,
healthy.
like-
Well,
don't feel like this
rats
was-
are all over. They're not disappearing. It's like cockroaches. They've been here before everybody.
well, we ate at this restaurant, and I was like,
But I don't think we should name the name of the
I'm not.
place.
I won't. But
Right.
because we actually had, I thought it was the best meal. Like the food was so good. I never had this cuisine really before.
Because
We
it's probably full of rats.
no, we were like having the best meal, and then we were waiting on dessert, and Zach's eyes go, and I was like, "What, a roach again?" And he was like, "Worse."
Oh, what could be worse?
What? And
than
I said,
roach?
"A rat."
A rat is pretty
A
bad.
rat.
A mouse might be
No,
all right.
he said a long tail.
Oh, that's
So then
trouble.
I jumped up, and he said I was wearing those open toe sandals that we packed.
Right,
He
right.
said it was an inch from my sandal. So and then he goes, "Do you still want dessert?"
I know.
I was like, no, we're leaving.
Let's go.
So they were very nice and polite about it, but that kind of put a damper.
All right. Okay.
And then there was this place, Anna Jack Thai, where I guess it's been around for 40 years. And I guess during COVID, they implemented Taco Tuesday, where they eat in the alleyway.
Oh, that's fun.
And they kept that tradition because it was so popular.
Right.
So we went and did that. But not only did you eat in the alleyway, they also give you paper plates and plastic silverware.
Right. So you can throw it all in the garbage and they don't have to have wait service.
No, there
after
was
you.
wait service. It's just like supposed to be COVID themed.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to be COVID themed.
I think we're over COVID. I mean, for heaven's sakes, I mean, everybody's got to get over that because there's a new strain of COVID here. So let's not go back to what we had in 2020. You know what? Unfortunately, if you get it, it's a cold, and take 2 Tylenol.
Okay,
Let's go on
Dr.
to Dr.
Gail.
Dr. Gail.
Let's talk about the Hamptons.
Another pretty spot.
Another spot. I know we've obviously touched on our summers in the Hamptons, but a lot of people are going this summer for a weekend or they go out there or they want to know more about it. So I feel like we should give our top recommendations and also the new spots that we want to try this summer.
Okay, well, there are a lot of new spots, and I think there's a whole mystique. I'm sure you're going to bring up that article that you read, and I read an article this morning in the Journal.
Okay, so let's move on to the Grandma Report. This one is a Hamptons girl weekend comes with an outrageous price tag these days. So basically, it's being compared to Disneyland. The Wall Street Journal reports an individual can drop at least $3,823 in just 3 days if they splash cash at some of the pricey places beloved by their favorite New York City influencers.
See, I think this is the problem. The influencers, of which we are some, but we don't talk about Hamptons. That's not our
Now
thing.
we are.
Now we are. Now we're giving them more space than they probably should. I mean, it's become an issue with chicken salad and all different kinds of how expensive you can do this and do that. And I think it's put a damper on the Hamptons. I don't actually like the connotation. I know it's there. It's in with it's very expensive. Let's face it. Any kind of resort outside of New York City or outside of LA is expensive. It just is what it is. I think.
Well, not a resort.
It is a resort. It is a resort. People who don't live there have to either take a space, which the Wall Street Journal mentioned. A lot of people rent a house for 3 days together.
Yeah. House rentals reaching $3,700
exactly.
for 4 nights.
And hopefully you split that. I mean, you're splitting that amongst
but there's
girls.
The $97 lobster salad.
That's correct. It's all those things. If you're going to go to Duryea and have a $100 lobster roll and go for a Casa, what's the vodka that's so expensive? Casamigos, tequila.
But is that expensive?
Yeah, very expensive. It's like $800.
No, that's Don Julio.
Well, it's very expensive. And you know what? You could also get a glass of white, nice local wine for $18. So
that's still expensive.
Well, it's not expensive.
Well, it's like New York City prices.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think what's happened is these women who are going out are in their 30s. They're all successful in their own right. And money seems to be no object to them.
I think they're mostly.
They're not 20-year-olds. They're not early 20s.
People in their early 20s, I think.
Oh, I don't know. The picture in the Wall Street Journal was all girls in their 30s who all have businesses. You know what? If they want to choose to spend that kind of money, if it was me and I was spending that kind of money, I think I might take a trip to the south of France. It's very cheap right now with the airfares. I think the Hamptons is beautiful. If you really do the Hamptons, if you're going to look for this certain 4 or 5 really top spots that are astronomical, it's not an inexpensive area.
Well, I think people think it's fun. You don't have to take off work. It's easy on the weekends.
Well, that's true.
And that there's other young people they can socialize
that they will meet with.
And that they'll meet if they go to Surf Lodge or any of those places.
Well, but those are expensive. Surf Lodge is expensive. You can go to the Clam Bar or to someplace else and have fun and without the crazy expenses.
I think the question is
what do you want out of the weekend?
Well, also, can you do the Hamptons inexpensively?
No.
So then should you be going to the Hamptons if you feel like it's putting a strain on your finances?
No, I don't think you shouldn't. I think in today's economy, you shouldn't do anything that's putting a strain on your economy because we're not really sure where it's going. So if you can't afford it, either go someplace, you know what?
Does that sound bad? Like if you can't afford it, go somewhere else?
No, it doesn't sound bad. I think it's reality. Not everybody can go to the Hamptons. Some people have to stay at their local beaches, or there's nothing wrong with going for the day to Jones Beach with a glass of wine and a picnic basket. I mean, I think the Hamptons is always geared for luxury. That's where their whole cachet. We're not talking about 40 years ago or 50 years ago when I went out, started going out there. Now it's really the young. It's very glamorous for the most part. They're opening up all these fancy restaurants that all have, places somewhere else. And that's the so-called attraction for certain people. If you want just a simple weekend, you can do it. There's nothing wrong. You know what? You get a rotisserie chicken at the market, throw some nice lettuce and some French bread out there, which is fabulous. You can buy it at any farm stand, and strawberries, and you've got a great lunch. You don't have to go for a $60 chicken salad someplace or
But I think the point is that they want
they want to do it to take pictures.
Yeah.
They're also showing in the articles, I don't know if this is true or not, each one is trying to outdo each other.
I don't know if it's about outdoing, but I think it's about, oh my gosh, my favorite influencers or Bethany Frankel or whoever
She ruined the chicken salad. She ruined the darn chicken salad out in the Hamptons, that's for sure.
They're posting it and they're like, I want to. It's not even like
I want to experience that.
I want to experience what they're experiencing.
Okay.
Like they've been turned on to. Same thing. I saw the Hailey Bieber smoothie. It's a $30 smoothie.
Right.
And I'm like, it's not that I just want a $30 smoothie. I want the one that the influencer posted.
Right. Well, then you're one of these gullible people that want it. I don't think I'd pay a $30 smoothie for anything.
Okay, but you also have seen things on social media where you're like, I want to go do it. I want to go see it.
That's true.
That's true.
It's just how it is. So I think if you want to go to the Hamptons, you need to set aside some cash and know that it's going to cost you for a weekend, even if you're staying at somebody else's house or, that it isn't that you don't have to foot the bill. It's going to cost a couple of $1,000s between the restaurants and any activities you might want to go to. It's very high. Just going out on the bus is, I think, $60 or $70. So it's not a cheap weekend. It shouldn't be done lightly if you're watching your money and your savings account right now. So I think that if you don't care and you have plenty, you've made plenty. A lot of people are doing very well right now in the economy. It doesn't apply to everybody. So those people, don't feel the pressure. For me, I think if I was spending that kind of money, I might do something else.
Quick.
Go to Niagara Falls for a change.
No, I hated that.
You did? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful.
Well, you went a really long time ago. Do you know what it's like now?
What?
Vegas.
Oh, really?
It's don't quote me on this, but I went 6 years ago. It was like the Vegas Strip.
So beautiful.
That's the only thing when you're
there. Right.
No, everything there, it's like Senor Frogs or gamble. Like it's really touristy.
All right. Okay.
Like not a fan. Let's move on to the Grandma Report. Okay, Grandma, what's the headline?
The headline is planning a Hamptons weekend. That's rich.
Question is also, do you think it's overrated, the Hamptons? Like, is
I like it.
Hyped up?
But I think it's too much hype.
Like,
I think some restaurant that I happen to want to go to this week, there was somebody told me there were 1,500 people on the wait
That's
list.
ridiculous. What was it?
And it's a hamburger place and a lobster roll. The new Hedges.
Tavern? Oh.
The new Hedges that... Swifties. Yeah.
Okay.
They said 1,500 people.
That's crazy.
I mean,
you could put yourself on a Resi Notify for that.
I know, but I've been there. It's not
the Hamptons one.
No, but I've been to Swifties
but it's
in Florida. It's a new thing. Yeah. Everybody wants to try it. So you know what? I think it's funny. I'm going to wait. I'm certainly not putting myself on a list with 1,500 other people. I don't care that much about the hamburger.
Okay, what about, you haven't had the chicken fingers at Surf Lodge, but people post about that a lot.
Right.
Hyped up. Round Swamp, totally not hyped up. Fabulous.
Still good. Their muffins, I wouldn't get the chicken salad, though, because I'm tired of looking at the chicken salad.
Okay, but I
think the muffins are so good.
All the baked stuff.
All the baked stuff is fabulous.
Salads.
But overpriced. Overpriced. You're going to go in there and pay $18, $20 for 6 muffins.
I think it's worth it.
All right. I agree, but you know,
Budaberry,
the yogurt place is good.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's not overpriced. That's ice
Well, no, we're
cream.
saying whether it's hyped up.
Oh.
Like, is it as good as people think it is?
I don't think anything is as good
Yeah, I know,
as
me
the
too.
hype at this point.
I agree.
I mean, it's getting silly.
I don't think anything deserves
I mean,
hype.
you go there and then you say, "Oh gosh, that's not really what I thought it was going to be." I mean, it's good.
Right.
Don't get yourself crazy, guys.
Yeah. What about you've also not been to Stephen's Talk House, but you saw the line.
Oh, I saw the line.
My brother showed you the Memorial Day
I think
weekend.
that if you're in your early 20s or mid 20s, that's the place to be because the bands are there. It's a fun place. You can socialize as well. That's not going to attract anybody 30 and older. No one's going there, really.
Do you remember anything that used to be a big deal in the Hamptons, like back in the day?
Well, everything. The Guildhall is still a big thing, and they still do. And I love the theater, the Bay Street Theater, and that is very, very nice. And what I love is the new little movie theater in Sag Harbor. I mean, those are things that are fun. Now, are those going to attract the influencers that are going to want a vodka or a tequila drink? No. But, you know, for people who are married with children, it's fun to take the kids to a movie and then an ice cream cone at the million different ice cream places, the Scoop and the millions of places that we have now that have popped over the East End.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be, it's fun. Not everything has to be over the top. And the beaches are still very free, and they're absolutely the most gorgeous places in the world to visit. Nobody has beaches like we have in the Hamptons.
Let's talk about the new places opening. You mentioned the Swifties
And
at
Crazy
the
Pizza
Maidstone.
near me.
Swifties or is it the Colony?
No, Swifties as at the Colony.
Right. The one from Palm Beach that's at the Colony is now at the Maidstone.
No, not at the Maidstone. At the Hedges.
At the Hedges.
She bought
At
the Hedges, yes, which is a charming little inn, and I think with a limited amount of rooms.
Yeah. Okay, the Sagaponic General Store, I have to see. That is getting so much social media attention.
You know, everybody loves it, and they have this yogurt, and they did a beautiful job, the woman who owns it, and they did a backyard where you can sit and have the yogurt outside.
I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I think this weekend might be a
Do you know, I think
trip.
he bought it for her for her 60th birthday present.
Well, I think she's very into food and things.
Yeah.
I think she's very talented.
Wow, very cool. Mary Lou's, that bar that opened in Palm Beach that I actually didn't go this season, that was supposed to be trendy in West Palm.
Okay.
Opening in the Hamptons.
Where? Which Hampton South?
I don't know. I have to look that up. Camp Ruby Rosa.
Right, that's right. That's right near me, and I think I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
That I'm going to love. I'm sure.
And then I think they opened a Bon Bon, that candy.
Oh, really?
Place.
Candy is all over the Hamptons.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very big on eating candy out there.
Why?
People
Where
love
else
it.
besides Dylan?
Oh, every place has candy. Round Swamp has all the different candy.
Yeah.
I mean, they have little gourmet. My store, the Monogram Shop, has the most delicious like bridge mixes. You know, candy is something that people love, and also bring us house gifts.
Yeah.
People love to bring like a bag of the candy, those specialized little ones that people have, and it's a nice little gift just to bring in and say thank you for dinner.
If people are coming to the Hamptons, any staples that they have to go to, restaurants or activities?
Well, if they're coming to the Hamptons, they're going to go to Goldberg's Bagels for the weekend. And don't tell me that's $9 million.
That's
it's
the
not.
Levine cookies.
It's all over the place. Every Hampton has a Goldberg.
Okay.
One of the new one in Watermill, right in that little shopping center. There's one in East Hampton. There's Goldberg's wherever you live.
Okay.
And they make delicious. All the spreads and the bagels are fabulous. And some of them actually have delicious salads as well, chicken salad, tuna salad. So that's a must for the weekend. I like the seafood shop in Bridgehampton. They have wonderful, if you want lobsters and bring them home, not to go to a restaurant. If you're going to have a couple of people for dinner, they'll make them for you. You can pick them up. And their curry chicken salad is delicious. I think of that all the time. And the breads, Armin and Judy, best baguettes anywhere except for Paris. So their breads are delicious. And you don't have to break the bank at some of these places. You can be a little creative. And cheeses all over the place. Yeah. Wonderful cheese shops.
What is
wonderful
that
one. A Caravella.
Something like that.
Yeah, in Sag Harbor.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious. But they're delicious cheese shops all over.
Those
and
are
a lot of
niche
local cheeses.
Yeah, those are good.
And then a lot of the North Fork. People who want to go to the North Fork.
What was the last time you went to the North Fork?
Well, I haven't been, but your
so
brother.
how are you going to make recommendations?
No. The farm where they have all the pies, and friends of ours pick them up all the time. They have raspberry cream pies.
All of the farm stands on the side of the road in
You can make an entire meal.
Also have pies.
Right. And they're all from someplace.
Yeah.
And,
true. Okay.
And really, to go out there, the best weekend, the weekends, you bring out some steaks, you get some fresh corn and tomatoes, which everything is local.
You can go to Red Horse, you can go to Cinderella. All the markets have that stuff. Round Swamp, good for prepared foods to put out. Other restaurants. I like Bobby Van's.
Oh, I love Bobby Van's chicken salad.
Nick
Still
and
my
Tony's.
favorite. Yep.
It's fun to do a Montauk.
And I
night.
love St. Ambrose. I eat there, but those are expensive. Those
Topping Rose.
Let's
just give our highlights.
Fabulous, right?
Scarpetta at Gurney's is fun if you're going to go to Montauk one night.
Okay.
Arthur and Sons.
Right.
Side Harbor Tavern that opened.
There's so many rrestaurants and all different types.
Yeah, but people want the exact recommendations.
Well, I don't know because everybody has a different thing. If you want, my favorite ones are the Clam Bar.
Yeah, that's fun. And Amagansett or Neapog
and Boswick's in East Hampton.
And it's fun
if you can get in. You got to stand online, guys.
Right.
Be prepared in the Hamptons. A lot of them don't take reservations. You're going to stand, and if you don't like to stand, don't go to these places.
Yeah, the only places I really don't like standing in line anymore is for the bars and stuff. I feel like my nights are starting to look more like yours, where I'm fine having a night in.
8.
But like dinner party rather than a bar
that's
night.
what people like to do.
Yeah,
and it's fun to do it. Even with 6 people, you throw things on the grill and you make a salad, and it's the greatest night. And you can sit outside the air. I'll tell you what's great about the Hamptons. If you really want to know Grandma's choice, it's the air. When you get up in the morning and you go outside and you open the door, it smells delicious. Whereas, we're so used to opening our windows in New York and you get the smell of the subway and the cars. You open it up there and it has the fragrance from the trees and from the water. It creates a delicious atmosphere.
Okay.
And that's what you should be going out there to do. Now, those who want to take pictures and do that kind of stuff, there's room for everybody to do what they want out there.
It's fun to go to Wolfer,
sit outside.
During
that was one of the things in the article, Kim.
Yeah, on the Friday and Saturday they have live music in the evening.
Right. What about that place that you did the going outside for the movies? What do you call it? Outdoor movie.
Well, yeah, the Hampton Film Festival has like a summer series where they will do outdoor movies a summer.
And those are not expensive. That's not an expensive
No, I'm really looking forward to that.
Right.
Sunset Beach is always fun if you go to Shelter Island
that's
one
beautiful.
day. So I think those are all really good ones.
Great suggestion. And you know what? There are more. So you just have to be a little adventuresome and don't follow what everybody else is doing. Just go off the beaten path. And there's no problem with that because there's so many cute little things to do out there that you'll find a whole new Hamptons for yourself. You don't have to follow the crowd.
Okay, let's move on to Ask Grandma Anything. We have voicemail messages for you, and we have some rapid fire Hamptons related questions.
Okay.
So let's do those first. Okay, places to stay for a 60-plus-year-old couple.
Where?
In the Hamptons.
Oh, there are lots of places, but if you're thinking of doing it, you better do it quickly.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Mill House Inn in East Hampton. There are several things. Of course, Hedges just opened. There are probably a lot of B&Bs that I don't know about. You've got to look on one of these apps and see really where it is, where they are. And Montauk has lots of little places where you could go that are less expensive. Actually, they're probably not less anymore.
I think they're
they're probably more now.
We're not great with the hotels
because we really have our own place to stay. But there are cute little places, but really look online, look and see and compare. In every town there's something. There are bed and breakfasts to stay at. And loads of them, by the way, in Barron's Cove. Loads of them in Sag Harbor, which is the most charming of all the towns now, guys who are listening. That's the only authentic town left, where it still has the boats coming in and the harbor and the little mom and pop stores. Probably in another 2 years, they won't be around anymore either. So if you're going to want to see something authentic Hamptons, go to Sag Harbor. They still have a 5 and dime store.
I don't know what that is.
5 and dime. So it's like
It's like a dollar store?
yeah. Well, not $1, a 5 and
Okay,
dime.
got it. Does Grandma remember John Duck's restaurant? I used to go there back in the 60s.
I do remember it. But it's no longer there.
Oh. Do you ever see celebrities?
All the time, but nobody bothers, people. That's the one good thing. And I'm sure that's the same in any place where these people live. They want their privacy and really nobody intrudes on it. Or at least I've never seen anybody intrude on it.
Okay, let's do Grandma Gail's voicemail.
I was wondering if you could answer a question about how to handle appointments at fine shopping establishments, as there's a lot of younger people that are, quote, new money. There's certain etiquette that I don't think that we know. I walked into a Cartier and said, could I look around? And the man working interrupted me and said, hello, how are you? So there are some very specific etiquette tips that we need to make sure that we are integrating with you wonderful older folks who've been doing this a long time. Thank you.
I am answering your question. First of all, a lot of those stores are by appointment only. That's because of lots of issues, because of COVID, because they have issues with staffing and they don't have enough salespeople. So they keep down the amount of people to the minimum. However, when somebody comes in, and I saw an article on exactly what she's talking about, the girl was taken back with, how are you? No, everybody was shocked. I think you should say to the salesperson, if somebody does say it, I'd love to walk around and just look and see what's in the store. But a lot of times they don't want you to do that, which is very interesting in the stores now. It depends on where you are and what type of store. I think if it's a very high-end store like a Cartier or a Tiffany or one of those, you know what? They don't want you roaming around for whatever reason. They've got security issues. If it's a cute little mom and pop store, they are more than happy to let you roam around. And if they ask you, how are you? Can I help you? They're really doing it because they're nice. I don't think they have any agenda. They probably do want to help you.
Okay, let's move on to the drama club. We have to talk about the Hailey Bieber Rhode $1 billion deal that is all over the internet. Basically, to give our listeners background, if you don't know, and Grandma, I don't know if you know all of it. So Hailey Bieber has a skincare brand called Rhode. Okay. It was just acquired by Elf Beauty for up to $1 billion. Oh
my gosh.
Only 3 years after launching. So that includes a $600 million in cash, $200 million in stock, up to $200 million performance-based bonuses. Exactly.
Good for her.
So obviously her husband is Justin Bieber. There was all this other background too when she got the deal, or when she was on the cover of Vogue for this. He said on his social media, like, once I thought that I told her she would never be on the cover of Vogue, and I was wrong. And a lot of people had a problem with him saying that. Yeah. Not super supportive.
No, it's not. Anyway,
her collaborators on this, on Rhode, are Michael Ratner and Lauren Ratner. And so there's a real business infrastructure behind it. They partner with this celebrity.
Okay.
She only has a handful of products, but they sell out constantly. And it's really a masterclass in marketing, branding.
It's a masterclass in social media.
Right. She's staying as chief creative officer and head of innovation. They're expanding. What are your thoughts on, I think she's 28 like building a brand that sells for $1 billion in just 3 years.
Well, I think I'm very proud of her. You know what? She had the Bieber name behind her.
Well, she's Baldwin,
right, or whatever. She had contacts in the industry
for sure. Nepo.
Because we're ready for $1 billion deal anytime somebody's ready to give it to you, Kim. You could be terrific. I think that I'm not taking anything away from her. I'm sure she had a concept and they developed it, and it's wonderful for an entrepreneur, for women to get this as a role model. However, I don't think the message is that everybody who starts a business is going to get $1 billion contract or have their company bought out.
Right.
This is 1 in a trillion that has this kind of success story, and it's very exciting. It's great to give her kudos on it. I think we have to deal with success on smaller levels, and we can do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure none of us really probably thought about celebrities and influencers then creating brands kind of on the side that they could become like business owners and entrepreneurs.
Well, that's all about that. It's Kim Kardashian all over the place.
Right. Back in your day, was there any beauty brands or that had such a rapid rise?
I think the only ones that really I remember was Elizabeth Taylor. Anything that she put her name to was a celebrity endorsement. Yeah. There were very few. Now with the phones and with the young people, you're talking about targeting 15-year-olds to 25-year-olds. They're on their phone 24/7. Unfortunately, not doing this homework probably, but they're looking at what these celebrities and influencers are talking about, and they want the products.
Yeah.
So then it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it for a company.
Rhode is also really leaning into like the clean girl aesthetic. It's very minimal. It has like the skincare benefit kind of stuff. Like, do you think that clean girl aesthetic promoted by brands like Rhode will last for a while?
I think it'll last, but I think it's only last as long as the celebrity who's pushing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think everybody's going to clean cosmetics anyway.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the rewind. Anything you're watching on TV right now? I just watched the show Overcompensating. Speaking of influencers, he was a content creator doing like funny skits and then just sold this TV show that he starred in, wrote to Amazon.
How great is that?
I'm seeing this with a lot of creators. It's really cool, even just like personally to see the power of a personal brand. Turn actor, showrunner. Like, it's inspiring to see someone achieve their goals and be like, oh, we could do that. Yeah. The show is really, really good.
I'm sure it's terrific.
Yeah.
I haven't watched anything this week because I've been busy watching the Knicks.
Oh,
and then, of course, they lost, so that was a terrible thing. But the other team was better. This one guy is shooting everything from a mile away, and he was getting in the basket. So I was exhausted. So this week I have to catch up on what I missed.
So funny. I feel like so many people came out of the woodworks as Knicks fans. Like random girls on the street were wearing like Knicks hats.
Everybody in New York,
we got a Knicks fan.
I didn't even know what it was, but you know what happens? You start getting involved with the players, and they give you so much background on the pre-show games that you sort of felt like you knew them, and it was fun. And there were 3 guys from Villanova. You see the team spirit, and you see all the outside stories that go along with the team itself. And I thought it was great. But it was great entertainment.
I wish they made it to the end.
Yeah, well, they got tired. Their legs hurt them at the end. I think they couldn't move as quickly.
How do you know they called you?
They called me personally and asked.
Nice. Yeah, it was fun for a New York team.
Yeah, for a New York team. We love the New York teams when they win. They don't win very often.
Right.
They got very far. This is as far as I think they've been in a quarter of a century.
Okay, let's end with should we bring it back? Okay, these old trends, do we want to bring them back today? Jack Rogers sandals.
Yes, you can always bring. I don't think they ever left, Kim.
Yeah, but I feel like it had a moment, and I'm ready to bring it back.
Yes.
I feel like, you know what's also back right now? Remember Javiana's, the rubber
flip-flops? Oh, right, yes.
That's like very
in now.
Okay, so I ordered 2 pairs, and they're
naturally
like $30, which is nice.
Okay, can you go in the shower with those?
Probably.
Okay, that's a good thing to take with you when you go to the Hamptons, guys. When you're in somebody else's shower.
I think showers are clean. It's not like you're going to camp.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that go on in the shower.
Oh, okay. Instagram filters, like making yourself look.
I think that's awful.
Yeah.
And I don't like that for young girls, too, because they start having body image issues. I don't like it at all.
What about tagging a place? I still do this, but like if you take a picture at a restaurant and you're like tagging the restaurant, it's not super cool to do anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I've never done that, sweetheart. What do you think?
I think it's fine. I mean,
so
I like
it back?
Yeah, let's bring it back. What about big straw hats?
Well, I think actually a big straw hat, especially with the coming of summer. Of course, we haven't seen any sun recently, but I think when it gets to be a hot day, it's fine.
Okay, and then also like puka shell necklaces, or
Well, that you have to be in Hawaii or Australia.
I've been seeing like rope or gold
Right.
chains with one statement.
That's pretty.
Shell.
Sort of like
I
that.
like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
What about sun and hair spray? Like,
I know. I wouldn't use that stuff. First of all, you should be using a hat to cover your skin when you're sitting on the beach. So I don't know about that other spray. I can't tell you about that.
All
Kim.
right, let's leave it in the past then.
Okay.
All right, thank you all so much for listening. Remember to leave us a review, rate us 5 stars, press that follow button, and follow us on social media. We're Excuse My Grandma. My personal is Kim Merstein. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.